Hi, it's Brian here. I'm just answering a subscriber question about Chainlink. They said it looks like it's going to break out again. Do I agree? This is Chainlink on the daily chart. So this is today's candle. I'm assuming the email was sent before this had painted in. And I apologize for taking so long to get this out. I've just had a lot of stuff on, so I'm just working through my um, subscriber emails right now. So on the daily chart, again, we're going to assume that the chart looks like this. Um, these wicks here are the giveaway. So these wicks in the context of this wick here. So when I look at this, I see, a strong push up that pushed through support very quickly and is pushed to the next level of resistance. And so, that basically, that. Okay, so that's strength. And then it's at resistance, so you're looking to see what the retrace is like. Now the immediate bars opened here, went down here, was pushed up. So that left a wick. And I framed this up with the green lines here. So I am always, it doesn't mean anything in and of itself. I just want to see what price looks like when it comes back into this wick. And so it was pretty obvious that that's a strong level of support. So, this, you're making wicks up here, so you're expecting a retrace, but when price comes down in here, it's rejected or bought up very quickly, and 2 days in a row. So this area is holding, and there's buying strength here. And so you've got, a strong push up and very weak and not very, it's weak selling, and it doesn't go very far down. That is less than 50% retracement. So I see strength there. So, it was likely that any sort of break of these bars was going to push up. But when I look at this, it's also very helpful to drill down to the shorter time frame stuff. So these are hourly bars. So this is the initial wick here. These are the green lines. So you can see, whenever you have a push up and wicks, always expect a retest of that before it retraces, or very early on. So here you've got it's pushed out. Again, this is a false break. But when price comes back inside, it's bought out of there every time. So that, that's very indicative. And if you were framing this up while it happened, again, this happens relatively quickly because these are hourly bars. So strong move up. This is now a retracement consolidation. And, sorry, I'm putting a lot of lines on the chart, but that's the momentum of the move up. Here's the momentum of the move down. So very steep and very shallow retrace. What was the other thing I wanted to say? So the other thing is, always, and it's hard to do, I still do it, but never feel like you need to rush to get into, to take a position. And definitely don't chase price. This is, the new people are buying here. It's a breakout. I've said before, I followed some Twitter people that were options trading, and when I saw that they were breakout trading, I just couldn't keep doing it because I can't breakout trade from my experience. I'm not saying those people aren't successful and they don't make money, but I'm not going to pay someone to give me breakout trades. Not at highs anyways. I mean, these are essentially breakout trades here, but they're in a much different context to that. So, new people are buying here and they're getting squeezed immediately. People that know what they're doing are buying or they're watching to see what happens here. And you don't need to buy here. You'd want to let this wick paint in. This wick's painted in, and then you're watching to see what happens here. And so you could have watched all of this take place. If you're seasoned, don't get sucked into buying here. If it pushes away without you, fine. Wait for it to come back and hit the retrace. Just don't break this habit early if you can. And you see this and you're like, oh, I got to get in. Don't do it. And again, these are hourly bars. This hasn't been very long. The prices come back. And this is why I like, I did all my futures trading in bars. There's air here, but you've got a very strong push down with air. So, and this hasn't painted in yet. Now after this bar, it's painted in. But you've got a rejection here. Now on this rejection, you get air. There's your push. So now I've got air and I've got a breakout. Okay, this changes. So, I'm interested in that breakout. But again, price doesn't, most of the time it doesn't just rocket away with you. It retraces. So, I would have looked for a retrace for the air or a retrace. There was air here and this is a retrace of the trend line. So, if you were just sitting here with a buy order, you're not in yet, but I'm watching price. I know it's broken out now. I'm very much expecting this. And then as this paints in, it's getting very late here. So you're either buying here or this bar is pretty much the last chance to get in. So, this is indicative. This push up and this consolidation is indicative of this. But again, try to get in the habit of waiting. Again, the worst thing that you can do is go, it's leaving without me. That's who's losing money. And when you do short-term stuff like that, that's who's blowing their accounts and handing it all over to these people. So yeah, this was the wicks on the daily gave me an indication this might be a level. As price tested here, with that second wick, on this red wick here, I don't know if I would. You could have hit that, but it's I wouldn't have hit that. It's too. I would have expected more of a retrace. But then maybe the second one, you might have price coming back here, you might have hit it. It's just this is very strong. That was a very shallow retrace. Those wicks generally I like them kind of down here, but if you stuck to your guns and you bought in that wick, you would have been primed to do that. So in answer to their question, yeah, that looked very strong. It looked very much like price was going to push out of there. Again, I wouldn't have guessed it was necessarily going to be that strong, but ultimately we're looking for that now. And you'll see that, so as this speeds up, the support and resistance line will be getting slowly bigger, but that's roughly, let me just so expect another level of resistance to be there. It's not necessarily going to stop there, but you can kind of guess. And then our projection puts it up there as well. So expect price to move up to this level at least. Anyways, I'll leave it there. I hope that answers your question. It definitely looked, it doesn't really get to look more obvious than that price is going to push higher. So that's a good example to learn from. Anyways, if you've got any more questions, please please feel free to email me. Thanks a lot.